Hello, everybody. I'm Ricky Smith. Welcome to Faith on Friday Presents. At Faith on Friday Presents, we're all about highlighting inspiring people, engaging topics, and small businesses. And don't forget, while you're here, subscribe to this YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, and follow us on Instagram. We want everyone to know what's going on. Okay, so here we are. Things are brand new all over again. You have faith that you've been called to do something absolutely phenomenal. You know it's going to change the world, change the way that things are done, and change the way that you live. But what's your vision? If you're not sure what your vision looks like, I'm going to introduce you to somebody who's going to help us with that and more. Everybody, please say hello to my guest, Miss Lorna. Hi, Lorna. How are you?
Hello, Ricky. Thanks for having me here.
No, thank you
Super
so
excited.
much for saying yes. This is an interesting conversation because at this time of the year, everyone's looking for a new vision, a new way, a new thing to get it all done. But faith without your vision is really a pipe dream, right? So before we get started, Lorna, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're located.
Thanks for asking. And again, thank you for having me. So my name is Lorna Sherland, and I help visionary business owners who are plateaued in their business or their life to create their 5-year goals in 4 months. Now, you may be saying, well, how the heck does she do that? It all starts with vision. So I'm super passionate about helping business owners to strategize around a new vision when they have already been accomplished and create something that is going to be more impactful, more fulfilling in the world. And I'm super excited to be here to support your audience to move through that and get to the other side.
That is awesome. Lorna, and where is it that you're at?
Oh, I'm in Texas by way
Okay.
of New York.
By way of New York. It's the accent that gave it away, didn't it? That's okay. So, Lorna, vision and going forward. Now,
Yeah.
these two things can and should probably go together. But first of
Mhm.
all, let's talk about what is vision. What is that?
Well, vision is all about starting with the end in mind, right? So a lot of times we have these great ideas. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to do that. And it's great that you have that. It's absolutely powerful that you have that. However, if you're not starting with the end in mind, take the case that that is probably the reason why you don't complete. Now, I'm not
Wow.
talking to you that it is not possible. It is all possible, but you got to be focused and intentional around it. And it's
Yeah.
a process.
It is a huge process, and a lot of us fail miserably. We have these amazing ideas, and they are
Yeah.
so amazing. They are going to
Yeah.
be life-changing, they are going to be world-changing, but we don't know where to get started because all we have is an idea and not the vision.
Yeah.
So, how
Yeah.
then, Lorna, do you help your clients go about getting the vision for their brilliant next big thing?
Well, like I said, start with the end in mind. And what does that look like? That looks like really positioning yourself in your mind's eye about what that business can look like. What, when you get there, what it feels like. When you actually put on the thing that you want to put on, out into the world, how is it going to impact people that you want to bring impact to? It's
Mhm.
all about getting into the feeling of it, but it's also practicality around it that you get to write it out. There's a scripture that says, write the vision and make it plain so that they who see it can run with it, right? So
Mhm.
if you're a God girl like me, you got to work with that, right? So you got to write it out, but you start with the end in mind. Example, if you want to make $100,000, right? And I'm taking this from my real estate background as well, because I'm also a real estate broker. As a real estate broker, I make goals for the year. How much money do I want to make? I start with that.
Mhm.
Most people say they want to make the amount of money, but they don't reverse engineer what it looks like
So
and keep
good.
it in front of them 24/7.
Mhm.
There's a lot of things that's going on in the background when you make declarations or when you start with the end in mind. There's a lot of things in the background that are going on in your brain that will support you when you keep that vision straight right in front of you,
Mhm.
straight ahead of you. It's like, I'll put the vision this way for you. It's like your lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever been on water, like in the outside in the ocean, again, I'm from Jamaica, so I used to live on Port Royal. Daylight savings time, coming home from school. We left from the port of Kingston to go to Port Royal. It's nighttime. So there
Wow.
had to be a lighthouse on Port Royal to help
Mm-hmm.
us to get back to Port Royal from Kingston, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your vision is like that. It'll help you to get from where you are to where you're going,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you
Mm-hmm.
got to have the vision set, starting with the end in mind. Then, when you're on the road, when you're on the path, and you guys, we're human, we'll get off the path. The
Mm-hmm.
vision will keep you on the path, just like a lighthouse shining on the ocean in the middle of the night.
Wow, that is a great analogy. One of the things you said is so true. We can get off course. We may have the great idea, the next big thing. We have our vision. We have reverse engineered it to death and we are ready to roll. But then something shiny happens and we are taken off course. What do you tell your clients on how to get back to where you need to be?
Well, first of all, get grounded. Get grounded in that end in mind. What is it going to feel like, look like, taste like? What were you feeling when you created the vision initially? Because a lot of times we get disconnected from that feeling. We get disconnected from that vision because guys, we live in a world where distraction is the game,
The truth.
right? The media, social media, the movies, the friends, the family, everybody's pulling at us, right?
Right.
If you're still in a job, your boss wants you over here, your family wants you over there.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is a distraction. So one of the things I coach and train my clients to do is to stay grounded in
Mm-hmm.
self-actualization. When you
Mm-hmm.
get grounded in who you are and why you're here,
Wow.
yes, you will get detracted.
Mm-hmm.
And I give you the tools to get back on track to stay on track,
Yeah,
right?
that's so good. That's so good. And I like earlier you said, being a God girl. A lot of us as God girls and guys, we are prayers, we are scripture readers, we are filled with the faith. But sometimes we are filled with more faith than action. What do you
Oh,
say about that?
girl. Here's what I say about it. And you can disagree, and we can agree to disagree.
Right?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Faith is action,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, it
Faith
is.
is not separate. It is action. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times, especially in, the religious community, we separate them
Mm-hmm.
and we say we have faith and it's a thing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to disrupt that thought pattern for you and say faith is actually taking the action
Mm-hmm.
towards that vision,
Yeah.
right? In
Mm-hmm.
the form of goals and a plan,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Because we can't shake faith off the tree,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
so having the gap
Mm-hmm.
filled with goals and a plan, right? That's the
Mm-hmm.
gap between the vision and where you are today.
That's so good. And everybody in the Christian community hears the same scripture. Faith
Mhm.
without work is
It's
dead.
dead.
And it is still so true. But so many
Yeah.
people, even in the secular business world, they talk about having faith, but they are
Mhm.
doing it more based on the work of a thing, which in and of
Mhm.
itself isn't bad. But for those of us that may be in that Christian community, we know that true faith is work, real
Yeah.
work, hard
Yeah.
work, but
Yeah.
also very vision minded work. Like
Yeah.
you said, write that vision, make it plain,
Yeah.
but add some
I
faith
want
to
to
it.
just, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I want to jump on something because I don't want to forget it because it's super important. Um, one of the things that as I have been coming up in this entrepreneurial space,
Mm-hmm.
I had to get clear on work versus job,
Ooh,
right?
okay, come
And,
on now.
and yeah, and I had to get clear on what work is,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because
Mm-hmm.
you said hard work. And yes, I totally agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a distinction between work and hard work
All
as
right.
well, right? So job, work, and hard work,
Okay. What's the
right?
difference? I'm ready.
So your job is trading time for money,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's your job. You go to your job, you trade your time, you helping somebody else, you get
Mm-hmm.
money in your hand.
Right.
There is no um inherent attachment. I'm going to use some language that I
Mm-hmm.
hope your people will understand. There's no inherent attachment to the outcome of whatever you were creating. You
Right.
just know that you go, you do the task, you get paid,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Then there's I want to start with work.
Okay.
Work in my world, in my worldview, that distinction is doing the thing that's going to take you to the goal, right?
Okay.
To the And then the ultimate vision, and then the ultimate mission.
Mm-hmm.
See how many things are attached to
Yeah,
that,
I like that. Mm-hmm.
right? For you to fulfill
Mm-hmm.
your God-given purpose.
Okay.
That's work,
Yeah.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
that's a different distinction from working hard, meaning I'm gonna get up at 5 o'clock, I'm gonna go, 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 grind, 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 grind.
Mm-hmm.
I'll end at 10 and I'll be exhausted. And
Sure.
then, right? And then you lose enthusiasm.
Oh, true.
You lose the drive. You
Mm-hmm.
lose the vision. That's how you
Yeah.
lose the vision.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
see that?
Yeah.
That's how you lose the vision because now it doesn't fulfill you. You
Mm-hmm.
see, the work actually energizes you,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you're on that road to fulfill that vision that's higher
Yeah.
in the form of a
Mm-hmm.
mission to impact. Like for instance, I have a mission to impact 10,000 female entrepreneurs in the next 5 years,
All
right?
right.
How am
Mm-hmm.
I going to do that? That requires a level of consistency, which is work.
Mm-hmm.
Track it now. It requires a level of commitment, which
Mm-hmm.
is work,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And it requires a level of non-confusion is the
Oh,
best way I
wow.
could,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. So
Which is
clarity.
work,
Mm-hmm.
clarity,
Mm-hmm.
right? The three C's.
I like it.
That so
Wow.
as you're thinking about work, I'm
Mm-hmm.
inviting you to think about work as in a different way
Mm-hmm.
because that's going to drive your vision. Because
Yeah.
the vision is the second tier. The
Mm-hmm.
mission is the big thing,
Yeah.
right?
The why.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's a different world to be
Mm-hmm.
in. When I learned those distinctions, I was like, wow.
I
If you think like
know.
this, you can't get tired.
Yeah, and because it will keep you moving forward. We
You know
talked
that.
before the show started, we talked about the difference between being busy and being productive. Talk to us a little bit about that, because that was just such
Yeah.
a great conversation.
Yeah. And it's in alignment with all this work
Mm-hmm.
job conversation, hard work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me just go back one more step. Let me just clarify hard work.
Mm-hmm.
Hard work is doing the thing that you were called to do
Mm-hmm.
with all that is within you,
Wow.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's all that is within you. It's a different energy
Yeah.
than grinding and
So true.
you get what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
all that is within you. That's like you, right, Ricky?
Mm.
You exude hard work, but you don't look tired, you don't look exhausted. I'm
No.
sure I'm not in your house at night, but I
Yeah, I
don't
have my moments, but I love what
but
I
I
do.
that's my point,
Yeah.
right?
And it
But you
drives
love
me.
what you do because
Mm-hmm.
you are so committed to that
Mm-hmm.
vision of
Yeah.
impact,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
You are
So
100% right.
that's how
Yeah.
you know when you're in
It's
the
so
right vein,
good.
right?
I love
So
that.
so busy versus
Mm-hmm.
productive
Mm-hmm.
is in the same vein
Mm-hmm.
as hard work versus working,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
Because the business is the grind. The business is
That go,
and
go, go, go,
business is
go.
yeah, and busy
Mm-hmm.
is actually the overwhelm, right?
Oh,
Which
that's good.
means hold on to this one, which means there's no clarity. When you're busy, you can't be, there's no clarity
Oh
because
my goodness.
when you're productive, you're clear on the thing that you should be working on and you're doing
Mm-hmm.
it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's the
Yeah.
distinction. Busyness creates chaos, it creates confusion, it creates inconsistency, it creates all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're productive,
Mm-hmm.
you're on the road, the path,
Right.
right? And it actually
Mm-hmm.
creates less resistance.
That is so
Busyness creates,
good.
write this one down, busyness creates resistance.
Yeah, I like that. Business creates. I don't know about y'all, but my whole world is being blown right now. So this is so great. So, Lorna, who is it that you work with? Who are your clients?
My clients are female entrepreneurs who are driven. And the reason why I say driven is
Mm-hmm.
because you got to be willing to do this is the work,
That's true.
right? This is the
Mm-hmm.
work. The work is actually changing your mind about the way you think,
Mm-hmm.
right? Up
Mm.
until now, up until you
Yeah.
come into my world. When you come into my world, you start thinking differently, so things start happening on a faster pace,
Wow.
right? So I
Mm-hmm.
work with female entrepreneurs who have plateaued. If you feel like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this forever and it's not working anymore, well,
Mm-hmm.
take the case that the thing that got you here
Mm-hmm.
cannot get you to your next level,
Woo.
which is the next level of your vision, which
Mm-hmm.
is the next level of your purpose, right? Which is the next
Right.
level of impact and
Mm-hmm.
fulfillment.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I
That is
help
so
I help
good.
people to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you've helped me already in just this little time. So, Lorna, if somebody wanted to reach out to you or connect with you, work with you, finish this conversation, where's the best place for them to find you?
Well, I'm going to send you the link to where you can gain access to me. I'm not even going to say the landing page yet because we've been under construction, but it's lornasherland.com, lornasherland.com. So when you go to that link, you're just going to have an opportunity to see who I am, who I serve. You're going to have the opportunity to book a strategy call if you want to do that. And you can just reach out to me if you want to just connect and just see how I can support you and get
Yeah,
into that vision that's eluding you, right?
that is so
Because
good.
it's an illusion. Well, it's eluding you, and everything else is an illusion,
Mm,
right? Everything else is an illusion because it keeps you not focused on
hmm.
where you should be,
Right.
right?
Wow.
So
Y'all, don't worry. There's so much good stuff here. But everything, all of her contact information is going to be in the description below. So don't worry. You'll be able to find her and reach out. And if you, like me, has had your mind blown in this little bit, imagine what can happen when you spend some time with her. And don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel, share it with your network, like our Facebook page, and follow us on Instagram. Lorna, my friend, before I let you go, we're going to play a game. This game is
let's
super
go.
simple. It's just a way for people to get to know a little bit more about you. The game is called What's Your Favorite? I'm going to ask you a series of questions and you just tell me what your favorite is. Are you ready to play?
Let's go. Rock and
Let's
roll.
do it. Here we go. Lorna, what is your favorite Olympic sport?
Track and field.
Okay. What's
I
your
trained with
favorite?
Marion Jones.
You did?
I do.
You train with her now?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
There's so much to talk about right here, but we'll get around to that in a minute. What is your favorite downtime activity?
Um, Listening to scripture and my favorite mentor, Miles Monroe.
Oh, I know. I love Miles Monroe. I do miss him terribly. Love him desperately.
Yeah, me too.
So, what is your favorite time of day?
In the morning.
Oh, are you a morning person? Are you one of those people that get up before the sun type deal?
No, I just love my morning routine. It
Oh,
took me, and
okay.
I'll share. I know I just want to share this real quick tip.
Sure.
Um, uh, as I've been in real estate for 23 years, right? And
Mm.
my first coach was Mike Ferry, and they're on this, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock thing. I just couldn't do it, right? So, I had to get to the point. This is a thing for I want to share with your audience, right?
Hmm.
You gotta figure out what works for you. Because if you don't figure out what works for you, you're not gonna do it,
The
right?
truth.
So I had to figure out that mornings for me between 7 or 6 to
Hmm.
9 is
Hmm.
my time.
All right.
Don't call me, don't text me. Nothing. Six
Hmm.
to nine is my time. That's my morning.
That's so good. See, I'm in the gym doing all my stuff at that time in the morning, but I
Absolutely.
totally understand that. And
Yeah.
finally, my friend, finish this sentence. If I could do it all over again, I would blank.